Hello and welcome back to Around the Block. Hope you're all doing well today and you're looking forward to quite an exciting episode, a bit different to what we're used to, I suppose. But we're taking on Prestov today, and then we're going through the winter break. You're going to see some new signings join the club, and then after that, we have been put into the Slovakian Cup quarter-final against Banksa, so we'll have that game coming up for you as well after the winter break. So quite a different but exciting episode. So first of all then, since you guys were last here for the 0-0 draws with Bratislava and Bardejov, we had another 0-0 draw against bottom of the table Petzolka. Now this was a terrible game, and it's like the two from last episode, which was terrible. I just don't understand how we didn't win it, really. It was just really frustrating. So another 0-0 draw there, and we nearly had another 0-0 draw against Lipani until Eric Barai popped up in the 94th minute. 94th minute to actually grab a winner. So that was the first goal we had for quite some time, the first win we'd had for some time as well. So it was great to win that game. We then had Petzolka again, and looked like we were going to lose in the Slovak Cup third round. But luckily for us, Barbosa scored in the 86th minute and C02 scored in the 95th minute, right at the death, to ensure that we won this game 3-2, which is brilliant. And then we got back to some scoring ways against Puchov as well, with Filipak, Gali and Thomas Brigant scoring 2 goals in a 4-2 victory over Puchov. So by look at things, we are back to winning ways, but you never quite know these sort of things. Barbosa is currently out injured for 3 to 7 weeks, it says there, so we're back obviously after the winter break. We are missing for a couple of games. We missed him for the Puchov game. We got injured in training after the Petzolka game, so missed for the Puchov game or missed the Prestov game, but we should be back for the Banksa game after the winter break. What I am quite excited about today though is we should be able to ask for a coaching course, and because it's over the winter break, over sort of like a pre-season sort of thing, I won't be needed at training. So if they use that excuse that we need you at training again, we just know that this owner of Martin is just as crap as Maxim Pugac over at Naftan. Can't ask for it yet, still going to wait a little while, but we should be able to ask at some point in today's episode, I would imagine. Anyway, let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into the game against Prešov. It's not Prestov, it's Prešov, I just realised. There's no T in my name there. So Prešov against these. By the way, in terms of a table, we're second as it stands right now on 32 points. So we did drop a few points in the running, but we do have a game in hand over Liptovsky, who are top. If we win this game against Prešov, we go 1 point behind them in the table, which would be absolutely phenomenal. Lose this game, though, and we do run the risk of dropping down the table. I mean, if we lose this game, stay on 32 points, then lose 2 more games in a row, for example, we do actually run the risk of dropping all the way down to 7th in the table. That's how close it is right now. Way over halfway. In fact, we're nearly 2/3 of the way through the season now. Only 30 games being played this season as we go to the 16 teams there. So only 30 games to play this season, I should say. So we're nearly 2/3 of the way through, and it's still really, really tight. But anyway, I digress. Back into the tactics and back into the first game against Prešov. Huzarik stays in goal with a backline of Ferenc, Filipak, Seferik, who is the guy who we brought in on loan last episode, but has actually played quite well in training and is actually looking okay to some extent. So we're going to give him a chance today in this game. But he starts at the back alongside Gunnarsson. Shittigel and Sina stay in that midfield partnership with Toth, Barai and Brigant in the attacking midfield, and Gali taking the place of Barbosa today, who's obviously injured, as we mentioned earlier. So heading into today's episode then, the first game against Prešov, we need a win, really. We need a win to keep the pressure on Liptovsky, who are top of the table. And Ferenc puts a ball into the middle, and it's headed into the back of the net by Thomas Brigant, his 5th of the season. Fantastic little move from us there to get the first goal of the game. And finally, a goal that we've seen on camera. It's been a little while, hasn't it? But we've finally got a goal on camera, and Brigant rises above everyone else there to put that in the back of the net. So as I was saying, we do need the 3 points today to keep the pressure on Liptovsky. As it stands right now, we'll be 4 points clear of Bardejov in third and 1 point behind Liptovsky. But Prešov have just scored a goal whilst I was looking at the table. Watch this replay and see what happened here. I think by looks of things, it was a free kick that came in. It was a free kick. Ball into the middle, no one dealing with it properly, and heads past the goalkeeper there. So Prešov back in it, 1-1. Hopefully, though, we should have the quality and the ability to get ourselves back ahead again. But as we slowly make our way to half-time, another highlight for us right now. Shittigel wins that header there as Toth on the ball, looking to get it forward, cuts inside quite... gives away a terrible ball there, straight to the opposition striker, and we can't get the ball off them. Sefik can't do it. We finally do get the ball back off them, and Toth, trying to make amends for his errors earlier, plays it into Shittigel, into Philippak, back to Shittigel, and we're just playing it nicely up towards Gali, who can't win the ball, and it comes straight back at us. Prisov looking to try and make a good opportunity for themselves here. The ball in the middle is good, and their striker with a very decent effort putting it just wide. Come on, boys, I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this at all. Benz puts the ball up. Can we just grab a goal before half-time? That'd be fantastic. As Toth into Shittigel, up towards Gali, who's fumbled around with it a little bit, takes the shot from distance, forced to take the shot from distance because he fumbled around with it a little bit and put it way over the bar in the end. Half-time, 1-1. We don't want another draw on camera. It's time to dig in and give everything you've got tonight. And, well, only Ferenc seems to gain confidence from that, which isn't great, really. Let's go a little bit more attacking in the second half and say demand more. I don't use demand more enough, actually. It was mentioned in the comment section last time that I should say demand more a little bit more. So we'll try it, see if it works. But if it doesn't, that get creative. That get creative is always something that seems to work for us. As Brigant has sustained an injury, which is a potential knee injury. That could be quite bad. But we've got Danko on the bench to come on for him early in this. Well, it's 65 minutes, actually. The second half's gone flying by, actually. In that case, we might also take Gali off the bench because he's not playing well, and maybe put Barai up front because he can play up front, and then we'll bring Milhajek on the pitch instead. So 2 changes there. We'll say get creative as well. Tempted to go very attacking as well, which is a little bit risky perhaps, but we do have possession right now from the throw-in. Gunnarsson in towards Danko. Danko cutting forward in the area. Barai back to Shittigel. Shittigel, with a Shittigel Supreme. Unfortunately, that just is wide of the post. And as the clock ticks down to the final 10 minutes or so now, show some passion out there. Prisov with a chance though, and it's put in the middle. And is this going to be our first loss in quite some time? You hate to see it. Prisov heading up to 3rd in the table if they manage to win this game. So they're a decent side. But this isn't great. You know, we haven't lost actually since the first 3 games of the season. And we've gone on a fantastic undefeated run, haven't we, really? But by looks of things, it could be crashing down to an end right now. We'll take Toth off and bring Rapavi on. Confirm those changes. Come on then. We've only got 5 minutes to get something out of the game. Come on, we'll take the draw. Take the draw. That's all we want. 5 minutes at a time. Get creative out there. We're on very attacking. There's nothing more we can really do in this situation, I don't think. Prisov with the throw and taking their time with it as well. What's going on here? They finally put it into the play as Danko puts the ball up towards Barai. Barai, come on, lad. Don't let us down. It's a great shot on the end. They keep it as well to tip it over the bar in the end. But it was a good shot from him. The corner coming in now from Danko in the middle. Barai at the far post can't quite get his head on the end of it. And it is cleared. And Prisov looking to get it out from the back. I'm not sure we're going to do it. I don't think we're going to do it, which is terrible. It's our first loss in a long time as they nearly make it 3 right at the end there, Prisov. Come on, 2 minutes to hold on. 2 minutes to grab something out of this game. Prisov with a throw-in. We've scored quite a few late goals in the past couple of fixtures. So hopefully we can get another one right now as Ferenc clears the ball up towards Barai but doesn't win it, unfortunately, but does get it back straight away. Philippak back to Ferenc. There's 20 seconds left. If we're going to score now, don't kick out of play like that. I think this is just the closing highlight of the game. I don't think we're going to be scoring, unfortunately. I got distracted by a dog out my window, which is a bit more interesting than watching us lose. But we finally have lost a game, and Prisov goes 2nd in the table. I guess it hadn't updated when I looked at it earlier on, but Prisov goes 2nd in the table, 2 points behind Liptovsky. We drop down to 3rd, outside of the playoff places. It's such an unforgiving league, this one. Only one automatic place and 1 playoff place. It really is terrible. Brigant injured for 6 or 7 weeks, so that should just be for the entirety of the winter break. We're not playing another game for 115 days now, apart from some friendlies, which I imagine will come up soon. But that's 14 games in a row without losing, and then we lost. You hate to see it. I think that was just league games as well, thinking about it. I don't think the cup games are in there. They're not in there because we played Petrolka twice, didn't we? And both those games aren't there. So actually, if you include cup games, you had 3 of those. So that would be 17 games without losing, and then we lost 1. If there is a time to lose a game, though, it probably is the one before the winter break, because we can spend the winter break building ourselves back up again and getting some good results ready in pre-season for the start of the second part of the season. Despite the loss, though, Shitty Gel was picked in Team of the Week. What a man Shitty Gel is. I mean, his stats are declining right now, apparently, which isn't great, and his average rating is slowly starting to come down as he progresses into the season, but he's still got 7 goals, which is absolutely incredible. His biggest tally in an entire season ever, and we're only halfway through it. To be fair, thinking of Shitty Gel and where we've come from and where some players are going to be joining us soon, Naftan. Their season is very nearly finished now. How are they getting on? Not very well, because they are already relegated and bottom of their division, which you hate. In fact, their season has finished. It finished in October, end of October, so it's just finished. And Naftan were relegated as bottom of the table. So really, the TomFM effect, if only Maxime Pugac had given me a coaching course, I might have stayed longer. So the squad have now gone on holiday for the mid-season break. They will report back to training on Wednesday, the 11th of January. So they get a nice long winter break, don't they? A nice long one. So in the meantime, I'm just going to sort of play through a little bit. I think you'll next see me when either we get a chance to do a coaching course or we sign players, which will be, I think, around the start of January when the contracts at Naftan expire. Okay, right. Exciting stuff. We're now near the end of November and it's come up again. Start a coaching course. Now, every single player is on holiday right now, okay? Everyone's on holiday until January. If the board say, no, you can't have a coaching course because we need you at training right now, I am literally going to kick off, okay? So we're going to ask the board if I can finally start my National C coaching license. That would be the dream. And a lot of you in the comment section have said that the second option might work a little bit better. I would like permission to go on a coaching course to further my development and improve as a manager. I'm going to ask it. Okay, Thomas Kovac, please don't turn me down. You're joking me. You're actually joking me. We are not willing to consider this due to the club's present financial situation. You know what the worst thing about this is? The worst thing about this is... Let me have a look. There's definitely someone working on a training course right now. I know there is for a fact. Staff. Okay, well, it might not be there right now. There must be a way to find out. Okay, well, I can't quite find it, but there definitely is someone doing one recently. Because I thought, okay, well, they're doing it, so surely I'll be able to do it next time. It was like £1,000, £960. I can't remember which one it was, but it was £960. Okay, well, the current financial situation is actually pretty dire. Minus £267,000 in the bank, and that's predicted to get to minus £500,000, and then minus £1 million, and then minus £1 million. It's not looking brilliant, the financial projections. But again, it's just becoming a meme now, this, isn't it? Being turned down for coaching courses. You just hate to see it. Thing is, I don't think we're going to be in for a windfall anytime soon. Sponsorship money is dreadful, like less than £100,000 for sponsorship. We apparently do have some debts that it says net debt there. Oh, that's of course, that's just that, isn't it? That's what that is. Okay, so there's that sort of debt is. I suppose we could try and reduce wages, but we do need the players at the club to get promoted to get more money. So that's, I mean, I don't think there's actually that much money if we do get promoted either. If we have a quick look at the season rules, 20k finish first, 10k finish second. It's not exactly life-changing money, is it? I don't know how much money we get. I mean, if we go up a division, I mean, again, to actually get any prize money, you've got to finish top of the table, haven't you? So that's not great either. I don't know how much money you just get generally from this division, the top division, if any at all. You might not even get any at all. So, and the thing is, we don't get big attendances either. If we have a quick look at the back on the league table, and go to stats, team detailed, have a look at average attendances, which is this one. We are right down near the bottom with only 519 average attendance, whereas Pre-Sov get nearly 3,000 every single game. So they should be rolling in the money. Pre-Sov should be absolutely rolling in it, and yet we're not. It's a bit of a shame. And guess what? It's only going to get worse because we are signing 4 players from Naftan. Yeah, that's right, 4 of them. But of course, we are going to have to wait a little while to actually get there because we're only in November still, so we've got to wait till January. So I'll probably next see you in January. So to sort of just save me sitting at my desk and clicking, I think I'm actually just going to go on holiday until until the 9th of January, and then we'll come back then. So I'll just do that because there's nothing for me to really do, is there? So I've got my scouts doing some scout reports, all my players on holiday. It just makes sense to do this, doesn't it? So I'll go on holiday. There we go. I'm back from my travels, back from my holiday, which was down to the kitchen to make a fried egg sandwich. So that's what I did on my holidays. 88 messages to read. I'm sure none of them are particularly important. I'm sure 90% of them are just scout reports, aren't they? If I looked at things, they are just a vast majority, literally just scout reports. This is interesting. Youth intake preview. Not looking good. We have one forward who could be considered a fine prospect and one good young striker from Martin. So I presume it's the same guy. And then everything else, lots of yellow, which means not so good, unfortunately. Be our first youth intake for quite some time, actually, because we didn't seem to have one at Naftan. We had one at Naftan, sorry, didn't we? But we left the club like a week after that came in, so that was a bit rubbish. And then we didn't have one last season with Martin for some reason. So it's the first one we've had for quite some time of Regen Day. So, I mean, this is sort of just deflating me because it doesn't look very good so far. But hopefully we might get that good striker come through. But we do seem to have a lot of friendlies. An awful lot of friendlies. Wow. Okay, I think we might cancel this last one, so we have a nice week off before we have that Slovak Cup quarter-final. Cancel that last one, but that's a lot of friendlies to go through. Anyway, the 10th of January is here. The transfer window has opened, and we should be getting 4 players joining us from Naftan any second. You can see them on the screen right now, which ones are joining the club. Say hello and welcome back to Timovsky Rytchenko, Gompi Hartmanov, Patrick Davinsky, and Vladislav Znak. Wow, fantastic to have all of these lads back. Now, I tried to actually sign every single one of the Patreon players, essentially. But there were 2 that didn't want to join. That was Tobias didn't want to join us back. And then it was also Dimitri Binchov. He didn't want to join us either. He seemed pretty certain to stay at Naftan. So fair play. Those 2 didn't want to join us. But we have got Timovsky Rytchenko back with us once again. The young striker will be good backup for us this season. Gompi Hartmanov was the midfield maestro with some very good free kick taking. Ball winning midfielder, so he'll be very useful to us. Still with 5 stars of potential as well, which is great to see for this club. And then Patrick Davinsky, who I want to try and make the first choice keeper here next season. I think he's second best right now, third best, but only third best by a little bit. So hopefully Patrick Davinsky will become the first choice keeper pretty soon. Of course, Vladislav Znak is back as well. Not quite as good, but I was just desperate to get the partnership of Shitty Gel and Znak back once again, although, I don't know, he's more of a fringe player. He's 7th best midfielder we've got. So maybe he's more of a fringe player this season, Znak. But it's good to have him back playing with Shitty Gel again for the memories. So there you go, really. The boys are back in town. It's great to have a good few ex-Naftan players with us. Let me just find them again. Where are they? Are they in the under-19 squad or are they in the... Yeah, they are in the under-19 squad. Timovsky Rytchenko's 8th best. Maybe it's best to leave him in the under-19 squad for the rest of this season. Maybe apart from Gompi, because we might look to use Gompi every now and again. So we'll move Gompi into the main team. Request, where is it? Move to senior squad. There we go. But we'll leave the 2 for now in the under-19 squad and move them up next season. Now, of course, we've got the transfer window open now and then that massive long list of friendlies to get through. I'm not planning on actually making any signings. I don't think we need to make signings, if I'm honest with you. We're very stretched on the wage budget. We've got £1,000 left in it. That might be 1 or 2 players, but I don't think 1 or 2 players at this stage of a season, who are available at this stage of a season, would make a big difference to us. So I'm not looking to make any more signings personally. Instead, I'm just trying to get through the winter break as quickly as possible because I made a bit of a mistake. Now, normally I record these videos at the moment because I'm working from home on my lunch break. I give myself an hour at lunchtime to get a sandwich and then record a video, and then I can edit it later on in the evening before it comes out to you. But I don't know why, really, I decided to do the winter break in an episode because actually, looking at all this, it's not actually that interesting. I think the biggest reason I wanted to do this winter break was just to show the Naftan boys back once again. But now that we've sort of done that, I think I'm going to go and sort of whiz through this pre-season and join you for the cup game. So I'll see you in a second. And so we finally got through all of that pre-season. We're now here after the winter break for the game against Banksa in the Slovak Cup quarterfinals. It's exciting. Now, if I'm honest with you, I did go on holiday. I did holiday through all of that rather than just sort of click continue for the entire time. So I did actually go on holiday for quite a long time, all the way from November to March pretty much. So actually quite a long time on holiday. Plus side is I managed to avoid talking to a lot of players when they had issues and things like that. The downside is players weren't happy that I wasn't around to talk to, particularly Will Webber, who was wanted to discuss matters. I wasn't here to discuss the matters. He's now facing an uncertain future at the club. He's looking to force a move, was absent from training and accepted his warning for not turning up to training. So we might have some interesting times with Will Webber very soon. But on the plus side, we won all but 3 of our friendlies, drew 2 of them, so only lost the 1 friendly in there. We won the other ones, and it looks like people like Barai and Thomas Briggan all on form scoring goals and stuff like this. We did have a few injuries. Barbosa got back from injury and then got injured again, and we also had our first choice goalkeeper Huzarik injured. He's just come back from injury. It's a little bit of a risk playing him today in the game against Banks, but he is going to start today in goal with a pretty much unchanged back line, actually, from when we first played in today's episode. Ferenc, Filipak, Sefik and Gunnarsson, Shitigel and Sina in the middle, Toth, Milhajek and Briggan in the middle, because where is he? Barai injured for another 2 to 9 days with an injury picked up right at the end of pre-season. So Milhajek comes in the middle and Gali starts up front because Barbosa's literally just come back from his injury and is only supposed to play 45 minutes, so we'll come on in the second half. But this is a big game, all right? Win this quarter-final, we could go quite far and get all the way to the final. I mean, we've had a very, very lucky run so far. We've not played anyone decent so far in the Cup, and Banks are below us in the table. We've not played any top division side. We've played teams in our division or below, so we've been very lucky in this Cup run so far, as kick-off is upon us. Looks like, though, Banks have a chance to come forward early on. Filipak gets it cleared, but it's coming straight back at us, to be fair, and we finally do manage to collect possession and seem to get rid of it ourselves as Gunnarsson plays it up towards Gali, who can't quite win the ball there, and Banks are looking to really turn the screws early on in today's game. They look to be pressing high, playing with some intensity, trying to get the ball forward nicely, and they get it out wide there. Banks are really looking to try and get themselves into the semi-finals today, as we've cleared it once again, and is there finally going to be a decent counter-attack on our end now as Briggan comes forward with the ball through the middle of the pitch. He's unopposed in the area, shoots, but in the end their shot wasn't very good. Also, whilst I was on holiday for the second time there, playing through pre-season, I got some very, very good news in my Twitter DMs. We should be able to see it tonight on not just my Twitter, but also the Twitter of Lincoln City. So go and check that out. Thing is, I am editing this before the news is said to come out, so I might have just ruined things completely, which isn't a great start to this working relationship, but it should be okay. Anyway, the first half went by pretty quickly. We dominated it, 11 shots to 2 shots, but haven't managed to score a goal yet, and Gali's header is saved by the keeper on the line there quite nicely. Hopefully in the second half, once we start to bring some of our other players on the pitch. Toth is just not playing well at all recently. I thought he might kick the habit a little bit over the winter break, but he's still got a very poor rating. In the meantime, though, Briggan puts a free kick in the middle and Sefik puts it in the back of the net, which is fantastic stuff, giving us the lead in today's quarterfinal, heading into the semi-finals right now. This could be fantastic for us. Great way to take the lead there, but as you can see, Toth on a 6.3 rating. He's just... I don't quite understand what's gone wrong with Toth, really. We'll swap him and Briggan over, and we'll take Toth off for Danko, and also bring Barbosa on for Gali to give him a bit of a stretch for half an hour at the end of today's game. 15 minutes left on the clock, and hopefully this will be it. Hopefully we can just see the game out now. We're only winning 1-0, which is a little risky. I mean, I'd rather score another goal to be a bit more convincing, as Ferenc on the ball right now. Back to Filipak, who puts it up, and it's not a great ball forward, and now they're through. A number 15 striker on the ball, saved by Huzarik, which is good. I can feel it coming. I don't know if you can or not, but I can definitely feel a Banks goal coming. We've had so many chances in today's game. We've only managed to take one of them so far. If we can score on this counter-attack right now, which Shitty Joe might be able to do, into Briggan. Briggan tackled in the area, couldn't quite get the shot away there, but let's just go a little bit more balanced with things, but just because I can feel a goal coming for them as the ball is cleared, although we're on the attack right now. Ferenc, can he get the ball across the middle? Danko's there, and he hit the crossbar with a hugely powerful shot. Ricochets off the crossbar and goes out for a throw, and that's how powerful that shot was. But as the clock ticks down, and we drop down to a bit more of a balanced stance, 3 minutes at a time, it's going to happen, isn't it? I can feel it going to happen for Bankser. And so they're on the ball right now, coming forward with it, into number 11. It's a great ball. What did I say? It's a fantastic goal, to be fair. It's a really, really good goal. But what did I say? So frustrating, but I think we have to applaud this one, lads. I think we have to applaud this one. This is a first-time volley. It's a first-time half volley in off the post. It's a great goal from a great ball. Fair play. Interestingly, this goes straight to penalties. Okay. Right, that's interesting. We want Barbosa up first because he's best finishing in pretty decent penalties. Then Brigant. Then maybe Cena. Then maybe Lucas Milhaik. I still can't say his name properly. Then maybe Victor Sefic's not too bad, actually. And then Andre Gunnarsson's only got 3 finishing, but he can go there. And then I think we'll just sort of... Well, Danko's a bit better. Let's put Danko ahead of him if we get that far. The boy Andre Shitigel isn't too bad. Let's make him number 7. Huzdarik is supposedly actually quite good at penalties, although his finishing isn't great. And then we'll finish it off like that. Okay, penalties. Come on then. Come on. I believe in us. Banks are going up first, so the pressure's not on us. Well, it is on us, isn't it? Because we go second, don't we? So that's not great. Barbosa up to take the first penalty after they scored their first one. Barbosa, come on, lad. Finish this one. Great penalty into the back of the net. The keeper didn't even move. Come on then, Huzdarik. Make a good save here. I believe in you. We've not really seen many penalty saves. In fact, I don't think we've seen a single penalty save in this series so far. We've had a fair few penalty shootouts, I think. I think we've relied on other teams missing when we've actually won penalty shootouts. As Brigant misses the penalty. And this is how it's going to go down, isn't it? They score on the 91st minute, goes to penalties. They're going to win it, aren't they? They're going to win the penalty shootout. I can feel it coming. As Cena steps up. Or Sinner? Which one is it? He's put it in the back of the net now, so it doesn't matter too much. We just need Bankser to start missing some penalties. Please, lads. Come on. Come on, Huzdarik. Didn't even move. You hate to see it. And now we've got to score this. Otherwise we lose the penalty shootout. And this will be a terrible way to exit the cup. But sometimes that's just what happens. We just didn't take our chances today. 21 shots. We couldn't score more than 1 goal. And I don't know. I'm not even sure what kind of penalty that was. That was a terrible, terrible penalty. And we've lost the game. Aggressively, I am not happy with that result. We're out the cup at the quarterfinal stage. But the positive twist on that, we now have to focus on the league. We've got 11 games, I believe. 11 games, 12 games to focus on getting ourselves into first position. That's what we've got to do. That's the challenge now. So, a bit of a weird episode, this one. A bit of a elongated one. With it's taken a long time for me to record, but this might be only like 20 minutes for you guys, where it's been like far too long, really. I shouldn't have taken this long on my lunch break, really. But, you know, that's fine. I can just work later on tonight, which is boring. I think next episode we'll come back for the game against Comano and Sered. I think we'll do that next episode. I don't think we've played those guys on camera yet. And then after that, we've got the 2 final games of the season, probably, if things get a bit spicy. So this should be quite a nice run. And I'll see you towards the end of it, which should be exciting. So thank you ever so much for watching today's video. I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you have done, please do drop a like on the video for me and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Goodbye.